Hi.
Hello. How can I help?
My GFCI connect to Samsung washer and dryer keeps tripping after every wash.
Is your Samsung washer top or front loading? How old is it?
Top loading, we bought in 2018.
How long has this been going on with your Samsung washer? What have you tried so far?
Been 6 to 8 months. I haven't tried anything yet. We used to switch off the circuit and then switch it back on before loading new clothes into the washer.
Anything else we should know to help you best?
We had flooding in the house in 2017. But we got electricians and they certified that both these machines work fine. And sorry, we actually bought them in 2016. Posted by JustAnswer at customer's request. Hello. I would like to request the following expert services from you. Live phone call. Let me know if you need more information, or send me the service offers so we can proceed. Hi.
Hi, my name is. I'd like to assist you with this GFI tripping problem.
Hi, Todd. How can you help?
My understanding is that you probably have a GFCI receptacle in your laundry room that both your Samsung washer and Samsung gas dryer plug into. It sounds like that GFCI receptacle trips when a wash load finishes, but not any time during a drying cycle on the dryer. Is that about right?
You are correct. So after every load is complete and whenever I wanted to start a fresh load, we would go to the receptacle and trip it off and then on. But today even that workaround is not working and we are unable to start the washer. You there?
GFI devices are extremely sensitive. They compare the amount of electricity going out one wire to the amount returning on the other. If they are different by only 0.005 amps, the device will trip. There's never been a verified electrocution on a properly functioning GFI circuit, so they really are lifesavers. I want to say that the device is probably bad and should be replaced. A typical GFI receptacle is only about $15 at Home Depot, so it's a good and inexpensive first step if you have the tools and skills to safely replace it yourself. You could do a test to verify though. You likely have other GFI receptacles in the house, probably in the kitchen, right? If you get an extension cord, run it from another GFI to the laundry room, plug the washer into it, and the washer goes fine. That would tell me that the GFI is bad and the washer is fine. However, if the washer trips the other GFI too, then I would conclude that your washer has a ground fault in it that needs repair. Make sense? BTW, the extension cord would need to be a 3-conductor type with a ground prong on it and not just one of those 2-wire zip cord extensions.
Makes sense. Clarification question. After testing the washer at another receptacle, if it works, then you are recommending replacing the bad receptacle or the GFCI breaker itself. Do you think the breaker could be the problem?
Ops. Now I need a clarification. Do you have a GFI receptacle in the wall of the laundry room or a GFI breaker in your electrical panel? Has the breaker in the electrical panel ever tripped while you're having these issues?
The problem was always with the breaker in the electrical panel, which used to trip. I'm sorry, I confused the receptacle with the circuit breaker.
So. When you say that you would go to the receptacle and trip it off and then on, you were talking about the breaker in the electrical panel? Is that breaker a GFCI type breaker with a test button on it? How about the laundry room receptacle? Does that receptacle have a test and a reset button on it?
The breaker in the electrical panel dedicated to the laundry room, washer and dryer, is a GFCI breaker. I was talking about this breaker only. It has test button on it. The laundry room seems to have a regular receptacle. I mean, there is no reset button or test button on it.
Good. It should be one or the other but not both, or you would have what we refer to as a cascading GFI setup, and ain't nobody got time for that. So the test still stands in that you find a GFI receptacle, if you have any, or a regular receptacle that you know is protected by a different GFI breaker, such as in the kitchen near the sink, run an extension cord from it to the washer, and run the washer on the other GFI device. If the washer runs with no issues, then it's time to replace that GFI breaker for the laundry room. The only thing different will be the cost and the level of difficulty replacing that GFI breaker. While you can get a GFI receptacle for $15 at Home Depot, the GFI breaker will be more to the tune of $50 or more depending upon the brand of panel that you have. Replacing a breaker requires more skill, caution, and experience than a receptacle would. Only proceed with such a task if you are very certain that you can do it safely. Otherwise, contact an electrician, tell them I need you to come out and replace a GFI breaker in my 4X brand electrical panel. That should keep the service call to a minimum time.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.